Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi ramp on the draw for game one. Looking for a soul land, ideally, though. Any untapped land will do. Looks like this is a Moonshadow list. There's a lab. And go Sprawl for green and pass. At this point, I think we're just going to try and ramp into Syra 7 Death. Second Moonshadow. Surveil. Keeps it on top. Attack for 1. Street Race Cycle. 2, Street Race Cycle, 3. I mean, that's pretty decent damage here, let's be honest. There's Talisman, Imprint Sire, Cast Mycospawn, yield all. So I want to go Temple here. Yes. Yep, we'll go Temple. And we'll pass and pass. So we're likely going to take at least 6 here. Another Moonshadow, Jesus, and another Street Wraith. Criminy, 8 damage. You got anything else? Oh, sure. That is, in fact, 12 damage. Yep, and they all have menace, so I can't block. Down to 5. We'll draw. I need a land, an untapped land. And it needs to not be a fetch or a shock. That will not do it. Because we can play 6, and we can double block, but take 8. Yeah? Do I have an out? Trying to think here, and I don't believe so. We will concede. Brutal. I mean, not much I can do about triple Moonshadow on turn 3 on the play. Like, that is just a bit ridiculous. Jesus. Alright, so we're definitely going to want removal. Let's take a look at their list real quick. DRC Moonshadow. So yeah, this does not have Death Shadow, so it is a full-on Moonshadow list. Tarfire, FOMO. FOMO is how big? A 2/3? DRC is a 1/1. I almost want to bring in Dismember. Yeah, I think we just bring in Dismember. Bajugabog does hit Nethergoyf. We'll trim out a Gemstone, which means we can bring in one more, probably a Heat would make sense here. And I suppose at that point, we'll just run it back. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. On the play for game 2, that is looking like a mulligan. As much as I want to keep it, if we had additional land, I think I would say yes. But I'm going to mulligan this. That's a mulligan as well. We'll keep this one. I mean, 2 temples and 3 K commands looks pretty good. That does look pretty good. Opponent will surveil. We'll draw. Forest, temple, pass. Arena of Glory. DRC resolves. Thoughtseize. I mean, there's no point in not letting it go off. I guess the question is whether or not I want to get rid of DRC here. Yeah, we'll just let that resolve. So DRC will resolve. Thoughtseize will resolve. Sees 3k commands, takes a K command. Shocker. Bobble. Yeah, I was a bit worried about Bobble. That's fine, though. We can always get rid of DRC as needed. So, yep, they'll have 4 types in yard for Delirium. Opponent just says, that is a lot of K commands. You are correct, opponent. Let's see if I can find the 4th. Alright, so we're going to K command, ramp and scry draw. There's a Myco kick, but also a World Breaker. So I'm thinking we're going to go Myco top, Breaker top and draw, Bobble trigger. We'll draw. So I am thinking one of 2 lines here. We could Forest Kick Myco for Bojuka Bog and clear their yard and DRC Shrink, or we could play World Breaker instead. I think I kind of want to go for the Myco spawn. The main reason being is then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. That way we can actually play the Breaker next turn. Versus right now, if I play the Breaker first, I can't kick the Myco spawn next turn. So we're going to Myco kick, hit the theater, and then Bojuka Bog your yard, so your DRC shrinks. DRC has been effectively shrunk, and will pass in full. Next turn we can Breaker and break a land. Unless they seize my Breaker. Oh, there's a swamp. Do you have another seize by chance? Pain cost. FOMO. FOMO pitch a Phoenix. That's fine. I'll say not going to attack. Go to second main. I mean, they know we have the K command in hand. We could hit the Arena of Glory. Bobble, trigger DRC. Probably should have played that prior to, right? Bobble target me. Okay. Bobble trigger draw and Temple. In that case, I am going to leave 1 back now. Let's play this. I guess actually, So if I go 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, we could K command and Rampant Exile. I'm not sure if that's entirely necessary. Yeah, I don't think it is. At least not as of right now. I'm going to Breaker break. If they had a Thoughtseize, I feel like they would have played it last turn, but opponent will scoop it up and we'll take the win. Alright. Game 3. Gemstone back in. Rumble trimmed. And we'll run it back. We can make this work. We'll keep. Opponent looking down to 6 will pass. Marsh Flats. Fetch 19. Blood Crypt. Ragavan. Ragavan's annoying, admittedly. How would we like to proceed? Because on one hand, I want to accelerate with Myco spawn next turn. On the other hand, I want to get rid of this Ragavan. I am thinking... Do we play the Temple or the Windswept? I'll play the Windswept and pass. We have to kill the Ragavan, I think, yeah. no reason to do it right away. We'll do it at the beginning of combat. They draw, 5 in hand, go to main. In response to the Moonshadow, we'll grab a forest and cast Dismember on the monkey. We'll pass. Bloodstain Mire. The Moonshadow is an issue, admittedly. The Ragavan was also, well, an issue. Nethergoyf. We'll draw. Rumble. I'll play Temple and Rumble. There's Talisman Sire Devourer. Next turn, if I find a land, I'm just trying to think what the best outcome here is. Because the Moonshadow is quite literally a menace with menace. If I find a land, we can Talisman, but then I can't exactly sprawl, can I? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I can. So if you get a Talisman, then we can go for it. Ramp with Micah Spawn into Breakers, and the Moonshadows at their largest will be 7/7s. Yes, we'll go with Talisman. And I'll pass. As it stands, we're looking at Myco Spawn next turn. Tarfire, sack, and pass. That was a smart play on opponent's part. There's a 6 damage down to 9, down to 8. Down to 7. Yeesh. I need an untapped land now. Oh, that's sketchy as hell. I have to shock. We shock. We sprawl. For green. We cast. Yield all. And I need the Myco to stay on board, though, is the next problem, because, again, Moonshadow has Menace. So I think my only option here is to Bojuka Bog and hope I draw into a land, an untapped land that is not a fetch or shock. So I think I have to go Bojuka Bog opponent. I guess there was one other option that could have been interesting, I suppose. And that would have been to go for Shifting Wood. We still would have had to have blocked with a Myco Spawn as the problem. But we could have technically outraced the Moonshadow, I suppose. But then we still would have dealt with the Nethergoyf. No, yeah, I don't think I could go that route. I think we need to just hope that we draw into an untapped land. Because if we do, never mind. Moonshadow will be a 5/5. Damn. Yeah, I mean, Moonshadow grows pretty quickly. We would have found the land as well, which is unfortunate. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright. And we're back for match number 3. 2 on the play for game 1. I will reveal Devourer and trigger. There's Myco, yes. So I'm thinking we're going to go Stomping Ground tapped and pass. The question is whether or not we play the Speaker or the Rumble here. Is this an Amulet of Vigor? Of course it is. We'll draw. There's the Myco. We're going to imprint Devourer. I mean, the biggest thing is the Rumble and the Speaker both get us to 6. The difference is Speaker can tutor whatever we want. And I think I might want to grab an Ice Till. We could grab Ice Till for the Ghost Quarter loops. Let's do that. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, pitch the Rumble. We can grab Ice Till. And we can grab Ghost Quarter with Myco. Yes, we don't have the second green, but we can make that work. So the question is, yeah, we either go a second Myco or a second Ice Till. Or first Ice Till. I'm thinking a first Ice Till. We don't have any other lands in yard, but that's fine. Yeah, we're going to go Ice Till, and we're going to pass. So next turn is a kicked Myco into a Ghost Quarter. Simic Grove Chamber. If they have Spelunking here, though, that plan is going to get a little bit worse for wear. Is this a Boseiju? That would also suck. Grazer. Okay. That leaves blue up, and green could still have Boseiju. Rumble. Finds 2 prime times and chooses 1. We'll draw. Stomping Ground solves our green source issue. Alright, so we're going to kick the Myco. Myco kick. Hit this Simic Grove Chamber. Grab Ghost Quarter. And we hold. We now just need to hope that they don't have a Lotus Field. Gruul Turf. In response to Gruul Turf, we're going to Ghost Quarter Gruul Turf, and we're going to pass in full. Opponent scoops it up, we got the win. When people ask me, how do you play into Titan? This is more or less how you play. You really need to rely heavily on Ghost Quarter and Myco Spawn. And maybe you can get enough pressure in, but like there's just so many ways that Titan can win through the Ghost Quarter locks or hitting lands of Myco Spawn because Lotus Field exists. All right, bringing in Flutes, bringing in Heats. We are going to dump Decay Returns, trim a Rumble Bajuka Bog, and there's one other. I'm thinking 6. Yeah, I don't think 6 really plays a part here. Like, we also could theoretically bring in Fade, but Fade just feels way too slow sometimes. But I guess if we do have it on, like, turn 2, it's not bad. Maybe that's better than the Heats, but Heats can also hit Titan. But we need Delirium in order to execute that, so it's a give and take as well. Maybe the Fades are right. I don't know. It's just so hard because the Fades are sorcery speed. Like, in this specific instance, I wish I had access to Force of Vigor. But right now, the sideboard's pretty tight. Let's run it back like this. Let's do that. Imagine we'll be on the draw for game 2. An early Ghost Quarter is nice, but we don't exactly have much in the way of follow-up is the problem. So, like, as much as an early Ghost Quarter can disrupt, Titan keeping an opening 7 does not inspire confidence with this hand. We're going to mulligan. Okay. Yes. I think I see the line. The question is what we pitch. See, I kind of want to keep the Heat because we can get the Lyrium off the Rumble, then we can make that work. The only problem, of course, that I see is that we might not have the red source available to get there. So we're going to go turn 1, turn 2, Rumble. Do we pitch the Sanctum or pitch the Talisman? Because Rumble could find, let's say, a fetch or stomping ground and get the red source for the heat. Or we could pitch the Sanctum and any untapped land will get us to the heat off the Talisman. Let's pitch the Sanctum and run it back. It's a bit sketchy, I'm going to admit, but I think this is our best play. Forest, passing, draw, breaker. Forest, sprawl, for red or for green. We have the reds. Let's go green and pass. And pass. Besiju, passing, we draw. Windswept Teeth solves our issue then. So we still want to rumble. We will rumble. I'd love to see a soul land here. There's Ice Till. There's also Ugin Lab. Interesting. I think I am going to grab... Well, actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actually need to leave the Ice Till in yard. So I'm going to grab the Ugin Lab. That way we have 4 types in yard. We can imprint the Breaker and set up for the kicked Myco Spawn next turn. I guess we theoretically could have done so without presenting the possibility that they are going to hit the lab. Yeah, because we could have played the Windswept Teeth, could have played the Talisman. That would have been then 4, and then Breaker would have been 6. So maybe that would have been the better option. That way we can't get Besaju'd, but we'll see. At the very least, we now have Delirium for heat to hit the Titan, which is what I was going for. Opponent clearly has a slow start, and that is very good for us. Second Besaju, is it Spelunking? It is Spelunking. That will resolve. There's Otawara. Alright, we'll draw. Funny enough, I actually was going to want Shifting Woodland. So I'm thinking we're going to go Shifting Woodland, Myco Kick, hold up the Talisman, Myco Kick, Besaju or Otawara. I want to get rid of double green, but opponent's just going to scoop it up. Apparently the hand they had just was not it, and we got there against Titan. Reed's a pretty good player too, so they know what they're doing, so they must have had a pretty good hand. They were just missing pieces. The Myco Spawn pressured enough, they see the Shifting Woodland and the upcoming Ghost Quarter, me holding red with Delirium, so you must have had a pretty decent lock on them, so good stuff. Okay, I'll be always happy with a clean win against Titan. That being said, we'll be back for match number 3. Alright. And we're back for match number 3. On the play for game 1, I will keep. Last time we played against this opponent, they were on Eldrazi Trons. So what I'm looking for here off this K command is probably like a green source plus Myco. That would be ideal. We'll pass. And we'll hold. Just on the off chance. Okay, well, definitely doesn't look like Tron now, I'll tell you what. Is this energy? Could be energy, could be storm. Trying to think of decks that would Elegant Parlor to begin. The worst case scenario definitely is storm, though. That would be concerning. Opponent doesn't give us much in the way of information. We'll draw. Sprawl, not it. We'll imprint Ugin. And we'll hold the K command. planes, so feeling more and more like energy. A Johnny. I think we still ramp Scry Draw for the Sire, so we're going to cast this now. I would like a land, please. Untapped land. No untapped lands. I'm going to bottom both and draw fresh. There's our land and a green source to boot. We'll draw. Another K command. Well, that does make it interesting. But I think we still go for the Sire, because short of a big Thraben Charm or a Static Prison, getting rid of Sire is near impossible for energy. So at turn 3 Sire is oftentimes a death sentence. Not to mention we can K-Command following up, we can Sprawl next turn, so K-Command X2, we can Sprawl in the Forest, that way we can play the Ice Till. Not that we have any lands to ramp though, so it might actually be better for us to just K-Command X3 and try and get this Ugin on board. Because yeah, if you attack the cat token, I'll block, I have no qualms. Sacred Foundry Shock 17 for Pyro. Flage Discharge to Yard. They're a bit off of Flage though. Not too pressed about that. Yeah, I will block. That is a-okay by me. It's 4 damage. And you can't reasonably kill the Sire. So Johnny will flip if you want it to. And I'll just attack down a Johnny next turn. Yeah, I do not think in this specific instance you really want to flip the Johnny. So you gave us 7 life. We'll take 4, so it's a net 3 in my favor. And now you have to block with your entire board to save the Johnny. Not a position you want to be in. Because, yeah, we can pretty much force them to block all. And then we can still exile the Pyro, deal 3 and the remaining 4 to a Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good. So we do need all of our available mana. So in that case, let's go to combat and attack at a Johnny. See if they try and block all out. No? Well, now that's fascinating. In that case, I will play the Talisman. Sprawl. For green. And we're going to hold the K command. My thought is here they might have a Thraben Charm, and so their goal is to Thraben Charm the Sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a land, though, for the Ugin. Currently 1 short. So yeah, if they have the Thraben Charm, they could go for it, but we can shrink the Thraben Charm down to only 6 damage. Fetch down to 16. Okay. Oh, I guess we could have taken out the Flage, but if they play the Flage here again, I'm not exactly too concerned. Pain cost. Thraben Charm. In response. Well, I guess we will... Well, yeah, I guess we'll just do this now. So we're going to ramp and exile the cat. X equals 2. And it's not like you can target Sire again because you are only at 14 life with the shock. So that means that if you have a second Thraben Charm, it doesn't matter. Yeah, once they gave me the Ajani, it all made sense what they were trying to do. Because, again, a big Thraben Charm's kind of their only option in that situation. So we are going to trim a Rumble, Ghost Quarter, and Emrakul, and run it back. Honestly, we could probably keep the Ghost Quarter, drop the 6. Yeah. I don't think the 6 is good here. Again, I think based on the data that I've been reviewing, I'm thinking more and more that 6 is probably a sideboard card more than a main board card, though I do need to identify in what matchups I want 6 post board. Because it does have a worse pre-board number than a post-board number, suggesting that it's good in post-board matchups, just that it is not good into every game one. So, at least not currently. I think if there's more control in the meta, then I think that would make more sense, and 6's numbers would probably look a bit better, but currently they don't. So now now the question is 6 worth the sideboard slot? And that I'm not sure about. But we're going to finish out the season with it and get a sense for it from there. This is a fun hand. The question is what we pitch the gemstone. We'll keep it for sure. We'll play the gemstone. I mean, we're going to rumble on 2 for sure. I think I get rid of the Sire. Yeah, as much as I don't want to, I think dropping Sire's correct, because we want to keep the heat. We want to keep the rumble. We need our lands, though I guess we could drop a land. Maybe we drop the forest and keep the Verdant Cat. It just means that we do need to either find a land off the rumble or a soul land, because there's also a chance that they do kill the spawn. Risky, but the Sire's really good in this matchup, as we saw before, so we'll drop the forest and hold up the heat. Flooded Strand, fetch, 19. Shock Sacred Foundry, 17. 4. Ragavan, hit its board, and we heat. Ragavan down, we'll pass. We'll draw. K command. Would love to see a soul land here. Verdant Catacomb, fetch for a forest. And rumble. There's our soul land. I will pass and pass. The question now becomes, I guess I should actually hold in case they whatchamacallit, discharge. Guide of Souls resolves. And passing, okay, we'll draw. Emrakul is pretty good. And that now means we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. I mean, I really want to play the Sire next turn, but the Emrakul also just presents a pretty good board state. 5, 6, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I guess no, 13. We'll imprint the Sire, cast the Myco Spawn, yield all, grab a Temple, and hold the K command for X equals 1. And this is looking like a turn 3 Emrakul right now. They'll surveil, that's fine. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, so we need to cast the K command. Marsh Flats. I mean, short of a Blood Moon, I'm pretty sure we win here. Because they physically cannot do anything about Emrakul. Marsh Flats fetch. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'd still be too short if they did go that route. I mean, if they go for a plains, it feels like a blood moon. There's a plains. Do you have a blood moon? You have a Charmal. I mean, that will work too. Damn. Charmal will resolve. What do you target? The lab, I'd imagine? Yes. We'll yield all. We don't have to K command right now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We would need another temple, and I'm a bit hard pressed to try and dig for the top 3. So instead, holding the K command another turn gets us to the Emrakul on turn 4, which is fine. So I'm not too pressed. We'll draw. Devour of Destiny. I will hold the K command. The worst case scenario here would probably be another land into another Charmal or another blood or a blood moon. Though actually 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. Imagine they attack with Charmal, nothing else. Yep. Guide will trigger. We'll always yield to that part of the trigger. We'll take 4 down to 15. Second main. Arid Mesa. So they do have the mana for another Charmal. Fetch Arid Mesa 15. Starting to feel more and more like another Charmal. Basic Plains could be a Blood Moon. And there's another Charmal, sure enough. Charmal targets the temple. We're going to float. Temple down. K command. X equals 2. X equals 3, rather. Ramp and Scry draw. So right now we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short. I want to kind of put both sprawl. Like, I almost want to sprawl, but it doesn't really do much here. So I'm going to say no to all top fresh. 6, 7, 8, 11, 13. We got there. Draw, and another K command. Alright, friend, our turn. No attacks. A Thraben Charm, you say? Well, why not? So I'm thinking we go to main here. We can't present lethal. But we can, well, actually, yeah. So we can Thraben Charm, hit Charmal for 6 damage. Deals damage equal to twice the number of creatures controlled to target creatures. So we'll cast Thraben Charm, targeting the Charmal. Charmal down. We'll go to combat. Attack and attack. Guide of Souls will trigger. We'll go to blocks. And I don't think I want to do anything after that. Next turn, we're 1 land short of exiling the Pyro for lethal. Yes, I think that's fine. We'll pass. And pass. So you have a Sacred Foundry, Pyro, 1 unknown. And pretty much no way to deal with Emrakul short of a Static Prison. Surveil. So It means you have Pyro plus the, whatchamacallit, Sacred Foundry. Pitch Sacred Foundry, draw 2. Do you have a second blocker? You do. Okay. So I can't kill you this turn. We'll draw. Rumble's nice. I will cast Rumble. And if I scooped up, we'll just take the win. Solid. We'll be back for match number 4. All right, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. I'll keep this. I'd love to see a Rumble off the District, though. That would be nice. District Mill. Ice Till Yard. And pass. And pass. What are we playing against? Saga. Titan? Titan. We'll draw. Lab. Okay, so I have ideas then. I am going to lab, imprint, speaker. Speaker question mark? We could cast speaker. What do we pitch with speaker though? We'd have to pitch either the Temple or the Myco. We could always Myco kick, but we really want the Ghost Quarter up. If we pitch the Ghost Quarter, we can Myco kick. If we pitch the Temple, then we can Ghost Quarter. Because we'd be able to play Ghost Quarter, tap District, Ghost Quarter District, grab a Forest, play the Ice Till, hold Ghost Quarter. Like, that's my thought there. Or I guess we'd want to Ghost Quarter the Saga, though, right? Alright, let's go Speaker. Let's go Speaker. We're going to pitch the Ghost Quarter. I really would like the Ghost Quarter, but we're going to pitch the Ghost Quarter. I'm going to grab another Myco spawn. And we're going to pass. And pass. Saga triggered. Next turn we have a kicked Myco. Vesuva the Commercial District. Surveil on tap. That is a thing you can do. Surveil. Do you have a Besage use the question? If so, that really does hurt us. Rumble? No. GSC1 for Grazer. What does Grazer put in? Imagine a bounce land picking up the Vesuva. And still potentially have enough mana for the Besage as well, which sucks for me. Hainweir's fine. We'll draw. K command. We're going to tap, untap, Myco, kick, Myco, kick, target the Saga. Do I grab a Temple here? No, I think we grab a Shifting Woodland. Yes, let's grab a Shifting Woodland. Well, if I go... Yeah, no, we grab Shifting Woodland, I think is correct. Because we already have the Ghost Quarter in Yard. Grab Shifting Wood. I don't think there's anything else that I want to grab right now. Yep, Shifting Wood. And we'll pass and pass. Next turn we can Ice Till and start Ghost Quartering, or we can Myco kick depending on the board state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wouldn't be able to go Ice Till plus, unfortunately. But this way, theoretically, we got there. Jesus Christ, that was close. I feel like just every matchup against Titan's close. But again, the cards that win us matches are Mycospawn and Ice Tills. And it got us there. Okay. Flute in, Heat in, K return out, Trim a Rumble, 6, and what else did I trim last time? What did I trim last time? It literally was just like two matches ago, and yet I can't remember. It wasn't Bajuka Bog, was it? It could be. Bajuka Bog's kind of hit or miss in this matchup. Like sometimes you can just Ghost Quarter out all their lands and then they're done. But sometimes you do want to Bajuka Bog their yard. Bajuka Bog might be too slow though. The other option is obviously a 7-minute value spell. Thinking either Emrakul or an Ugin maybe. Because you definitely want the Ghost Quarter. You want the Gemstone on the draw. Bajuka Bog, I think, as far as lands are concerned, is the only option. We want the Flutes, we want the Heats, we want the Ice Tills. So yeah, it just comes down to the 7-mana value spells. Sire applies pressure, World Breaker's fantastic, Devour's okay. I mean, if we're looking at the average list, Endurance isn't played too much, is it? Let's see. In the side, Endurance is not seen much, no. Interesting. So maybe we keep the Emrakul. Maybe we do drop Ugin. Yeah, let's drop Ugin, keep the Bog, and run it back. Let's see if we can get another clean 2-0 win against Titan. Flute's good. K-Command is good. Opponent walks down to 6. I'll keep. I would love to see a Sprawl or a Rumble off top, I think. Pass and full. Forest. Grazer. Grazer puts in Gruul Turf, bounces back to Forest. So likely has a Spelunking in hand if I had to guess. Speaker. I don't want to expose the Temple to a Boseiju. At the same time, I think I do play the Temple in case you find another Soul Land off top for the K-Command X2. We'll hold. Gruul Turf, Spelunking, yep. Land. Simic Growth. Picks up and Rumble. There's Lotus Field and Grazer. So they have enough manage for Titan in hand is the problem. We can tax them though. Chooses Grazer. I mean, I think I have to Flute Naming Titan. If they have an Aftermath Analyst instead, then, like, there's not much I can do about that. Yeah. So we know they have Grazer, Land, Forest, and 2 unknowns. I will cast Flute, naming Amulet, or not Amulet Titan, Primeval Titan, and pray they don't have a Aftermath Analyst instead. Next turn we can Bajuka Bog with Myco. Right now Titan costs 9. Mirror Pool, that's 6. Grazer. Passing 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 short of Titan. We'll draw. There's Breaker. Okay, so they had the Aftermath Analyst. Last turn they would have been able to go off. Not that I think that would matter. So, we have some choices here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're right now 2 short of Titan. I'm going to Stomping Ground Shock. The question now becomes, do I ramp and exile with K command to set up the Myco spawn, or do I go for Ghost Quarter? I think they both net the same. So I'm going to ramp and exile the spawn. And done, question mark? Yes. Spawn. Spawn out. I guess they float. That's fine. Phase change. So next turn we can Myco spawn, kick, and Ghost Quarter. Bojuka Block my yard is fine. 2, 4, 6, 7. Again, 2 short of Titan. Passing. We draw. Temple. So we're going to play the Temple. We're going to kick with Myco spawn. Myco kick. Hit the Simic Growth Chamber. Yield all. I'm going to grab a Ghost Quarter. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now they're 4 short of Titan. We could Ghost Quarter now, and then next turn we can Breaker. I will Ghost Quarter now, hitting the Gruul Turf. They'll grab a force, likely their last one. And we'll pass. 3, 6. 6 can get back lands. There's Simic Growth. So now 1 card in hand. They picked up a Bojuka Bog, I see. So Bojuka Bog is now in hand, along with 1 unknown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would love to be able to play Speaker into Ice Till, but we did miss our opportunity to set that up. I would have had to have not played the Ghost, or not activated the Ghost Quarter to do so, but we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Short on Emrakul. We could Speaker, but then we only have 5 left. So let's Sprawl. Sprawl for green. And then Breaker. Breaker will break. The question now becomes, if opponent scoops it up, and they will, we'll take the 2-0 win against Titan yet again. We'll be back for match number 5. All right, and we're back for match number 5 on the draw for game 1. Let's see what we find here. Steam Vents, Shock 18 for Ragavan. What the fresh what? Huh? I am confusion. I am very confusion. I'll play Temple into Rumble. There's Emrakul, Devourer, and Sprawl. I'm thinking of grabbing the Emrakul, but the Sprawl also seems nice. Let's go Sprawl to accelerate. We can always retrace the Emrakul later. I'm gonna pass. Suspend. What in the fresh hell am I playing against? Red. Pinnacle Emissary. Huh? I'm even more confusion. Opal Trigger. Uh-huh. Is it just Affinity that I'm playing Gargadon? Instead of, like, I don't know, Salvage Titan? I, I guess so. I am so confused. Huh. Fascinating. They have enough mana for Kappa. Do you have Kappa on too? I mean, of course you do. Your Affinity. You always have Kappa on too. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a question. You have the Kappa on too. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Now I kind of wish I held that Emrakul. Very interesting. So we're going to need to get to the Emrakul now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe I should just grab the Emrakul regardless. Because we would be able to set up for an Emrakul on 4, I think, as it stands. Pinnacle Emissary, Warp Resolves, and draw. Talisman. Sprawl for green. And then let's play around the potential for... I can do one of two things here. We can play 6 and then attempt to retrace next turn. Or we can play K command X equals 3. Let's actually do this. I'm going to 6. Play 6. K command scry draw exile. Exile a drone. And done. Another K command. 4 types in yard. Gargadon will pass. We can block the drones. They have 2 cards in hand. Blue, white. Blue, white. What does... Oh, it's another Kappa? You got to be joking me. Uh-huh. Kappa number 2, because, you know, what's better than 1 Kappa? 2 Kappa. Fantastic. So we'll take 6 here. Down to 14. That's 11. Opponent doesn't realize I have reach. Realizes I have reach. No blocks. We'll draw. Sire, a 7 death. 2, 4, 5. We would need another temple in order to play Sire into the K return to sweep the Kappa. That is unlikely to happen. The issue is if they have a artifact next turn, they could potentially win. Because they're representing 11, 13 damage with the Kappas. 14, with the drone. We can block one, so we need to exile one. So, yeah, let's suggest they do find an artifact. Triggers. So 11, 13, 14. So we have to get rid of 2 drones. So I'm going to have to ramp and exile a drone. And done. So drone down. Gargadon will sack it. And we'll pass at this point. Gargadon. Weapons is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. The Tormod script less so. Oh, that straight up kills me though, doesn't it? Because that means they're going to get 2 triggers. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. We'll concede. So, realistically speaking, I guess if I would have had more insight into what the hell I was playing against, maybe we should have taken the Emrakul. The Gargadon threw me for a loop. I would have never expected Affinity. If I had, I don't think I would have pitched the Emrakul. I would have pitched the Sprawl instead and gone for a turn 4. So K return stay, Rumbles in, Bobbles in, Ice Still out, Ghost Quarter out, 6 out, Gemstone out, and usually I take out 1 Emrakul. We didn't see Emery, so I'm going to trim a Bog. Run it back like this. Yeah, the Gargadons confuse me. I mean, I guess it's a non-artifact body, so if I sweep the board of artifacts, you just sack your board to Gargadon and get a 9/7. So I suppose that makes sense. It just is strange. I'll put it that way. It's just strange. All right. Yeah. I guess I should have went for the Emrakul. Normally I like to sit at 21 at a minimum, but realistically speaking, I felt more confident even down at 20 in this deck. We churned through our deck a ton, so I'm actually not too concerned about it. Whether it be Rumble, K commands, Sprawls, Talismans. Because realistically speaking, you also have to look at the acceleration almost as if they're lands themselves. Also realizing I haven't clicked submit deck list. I'm like, waiting on my opponent, da 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 da. It's freaking me that's waiting. On the play, we keep. This looks fantastic. Because we can bobble on 1, speaker on 2. Yes. Windswept Teeth fetch for a forest and bobble pass. Early bobble good. Spire Bluff Canal. Draw. Another one. I'll imprint Sire, cast the Speaker, Speaker ETB, pitch Dismember. I'll grab a Myco Spawn and pass. Would love to see a Temple off top. Fiery Islet. Do you have a weapons? Yep, you have a weapons. We'll draw. Temple, ask and you shall receive. Tap, untap, and kick with Myco Spawn. Myco kick, hit the Fiery Islet so they can't draw a card later. I'll grab Temple. No reason to play the second Bauble. We'll pass and hold. I suppose we theoretically could crack the Bauble on end step to draw fresh. 2, 3, 4. So 2, 4, 5, 6. We need one land. Actually, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. No, we need 8 in order to make that work. Pinnacle Emissary will resolve, triggering weapons. Because there's a trigger on the stack, we can dismember ahead of them being able to cast another artifact. We'll pass. Emissary down. They'll make a munitions. We'll draw. Rumble. In that case, I will rumble. Talisman. I will cast Talisman. And we'll go to combat. And swing for 5. And hold. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can crack the Bauble. We can crack the Bauble, yeah. Crack Bauble. World Breaker. We'll draw. Rumble. So in that case, 2, 4, 6, 7. I will cast Breaker. Breaker, break Canal. Do you have a consigned memory? I imagine you can sign the trigger, not the body. Yep. And then I will, let's see, untap, cast Rumble, find a Misty, play Misty for turn, play Bauble, go to combat. And then on end step, we'll Surveil. But I'm pretty sure this should just be GG's at this point. End step, fetch. Surveil. Speaker top. We'll draw. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can attack in. Down to 1. Return Sire to hand. Cast Sire as 7 death. Actually, how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I guess I could have left the speaker untapped when for a kicked Maiko, but I think that's fine. We can always tutor for something next turn. Sire, do you have a consign? We'll pass in full. There's a consign, but that's fine at this point. We'll pass. And I mean, I don't foresee a way of you getting out of this one. You would need 3 blockers, or to somehow remove all 3 of my creatures as it stands. But I'll scoop it up, we'll take the win. Cool. Gemstone in, trim a rumble, run it back. Necklace has been submitted for real this time. We found the gemstone and devourer. Interesting. I will keep. We'll reveal, we'll play, and pitch the district, question mark? Yes. We'll pass. You should actually feign that we have Dismember in hand. Might dissuade them from an early Pinnacle Emissary, but of course it doesn't, so it doesn't matter. There's the Pinnacle Emissary. I would love to see a lab here in that case so I can K-return the drones. Yes. We'll pass in full at this point. Clausagix. Because, yeah, they're clearly setting up for a Kappa turn. 3 in hand. Mox Opal. Mox Opal's a problem because now they can actually play Kappa on 1. They do not play Kappa on 1, even though they could. Devour trigger. There's the lab. I'll grab it. My concern now is this Opal is representing both a rebuke and a consign. I'd love to clear the board, but I'm concerned that we're playing into these last 2 cards in hand. So we know the last 2 cards aren't Kappa. So we know that much. It's not... I guess they couldn't go weapons factory. But at the very least, it's not Kappa. If it was Kappa, they could have played it last turn. I guess they could have been worried about, I don't know, a Strict Serenade, which isn't outside the realm possibility of E-Ramp playing. So the question is, what are these last 2 cards? And my only thoughts here are Rebuke or Consign. So I'm tempted to hold the K return, but of course we then get hosed if they do have the Kappa. So let's go to their upkeep, and let's cast the K return. I think this is correct. We'll pass. It could just be lands, absolutely. I'm just doubtful that's the case. We'll see, though. At very least, we're going to cast it on their turn. That way they're forced to pay and tap down, if nothing else. Nothing. So no Rebuke, no Consign, no Kappa. 2 unknowns. Fascinating. Mox Opal's offline. So yeah, there must have just been lands in hand. Sporfix Springs Bolt 4. Damping Sphere, that's fine. I guess it also could have been the Damping Sphere in hand. Misty Rainforest. Did we already see our fetch, our Surveil land? We did. We'll still go Misty Rain. And hold. Land. 1 card in hand. Is this weapons? Gargadon. Pain Cost. Pinnacle Emissary from Warp. Sure. End step fetch. Stomping Ground tapped. No reason to return the Devour yet. We could always get rid of that sphere later. I would love to see a Fade from History right now. We'll draw. Shifting Woodland is meh. I'll play... I guess we should still probably play the Shifting Wood in the grand scheme. We'll pass. Gargadon triggers. Actually, you probably shouldn't auto-yield that. We'll hold 1 in hand. Memnite. Yield all. I do need to draw into a threat here. Either that or acceleration into the Devourer is my thought. In fact, we could draw into the K command. Though I guess K command X equals 3 would be fine, yeah? Yeah, so we can go K command X equals 3. So we don't need to return to Devour yet, I suppose. But there's also no reason not to. Or return to Devour at this point. We'll draw. There's the K command, speaking of. So in that case... I mean, I think I'm going to ramp and Scry draw and set up for the Devour to sweep. I think that's correct. Other options that hit the Pinnacle Emissary, but I'm not sure if that really serves much in the way of a purpose. I'm going to ramp in Scry Draw while they have nothing else going on. X equals 3. There is Myco spawn. We'll take a Myco. And we'll pass. So next turn we're primed to sweep their board of creatures. Gargadon will trigger. Like, short of a Pyroclasm, our Devourer and K-Return should resolve. I guess also Consign, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need at least one spawn, basically. We could block the Pinnacle Emissary. I think that would make sense with one spawn. But I guess at the same time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we're still short on the Rebuke anyways. Yeah, we're still short on Rebuke. So I think the Devour clear makes sense. If they have a Kappa, they should not play Kappa. White. Mox Opal. I don't think that's the right move right now, though I guess you can get the Gargadon on board. I'm surprised they didn't tap the Mox Opal, sack at the Gargadon, then Mox Opal. That would have made more sense, right? Or am I crazy? So I guess in this case, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can block with 2, mitigate 4 damage, take 1 down to 15. I mean, you don't want to put the Gargadon on board right now. If you put the Gargadon on board, we're going to Devour it. And you know about Devour, I'm pretty sure. Yes, you do. So the only thing you should do here is attack and hit me for 1 with a drone. I'll block 2. We'll exile the Pinnacle Emissary and we'll sweep the board. Gargadon. This is a mistake. Okay. I mean, if you really want to. Why are you tapping for mana, though? It doesn't matter at this point. Okay. Uh-huh. These are choices you're making. Questionable choices, mind you, but choices nonetheless. Alright, sure. You'll need to pay 1 because of the Dampening Sphere. Thankfully, you did tap your mana. It does have haste. It doesn't have trample, though. Sure. Oh, okay. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we can block both. We'll draw. Play Temple. Questionable decisions have been made by opponent. Yield all. Yes. We'll pass. Uh-huh. Methinks opponent forgot that I had Devourer in hand. Yeah, the Gargadon's weird to me. I don't know if I like it. Like, I guess, yeah, it's like 9 hasty damage, and sometimes that can be enough in certain matchups, but it just seems weird. It seems very weird to me. Regardless, that there will be a 4-1 record at the end of 5, our only loss being to Moonshadow, which we actually have struggled against Moonshadow and Death Shadow lists a lot recently, which is interesting to me. But I'm not sure if it's too much of an issue right now for me to think about it too hard. Regardless, another solid league. Before we do wrap up, I do want to remind everyone and keep this in the forefront of everyone's mind about the recent changes to Magic the Gathering Online and the deck lists that are being released per challenge and how it has been reduced significantly pretty much across the board. Your average challenge will now only release 8 deck lists, the top 8, and that is going to have a huge impact on every single player. Whether you're a casual FNM player who doesn't play MTGO or a aspiring Pro Tour competitor, this change affects you in ways you may not fully understand. If you have questions about how, please join my Discord, put comments down below. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. But I implore you, if you have an opinion about this change, please, please, please take to social media, make your voice known, and keep the uproar at a constant, loud rate. Because that is the only way we're going to get the attention of Wizards and those in charge who made this decision, and at the very least, get a reversal, if not more. Maybe at the very least, I don't know, compromise. But as it stands right now, this change is horrible. God awful. It is going to make it harder for us to evaluate the metagame in an easy to look at snapshot. It's going to be harder for us to evaluate commonly played cards. It is going to make underrepresented decks impossible to discover, leading to a lack of innovation in those archetypes. It is going to make it more difficult for individual competitive players like myself to participate in high-level events like RCQs, RCs, or PTs in the future, because simply put, we're going to have less tools available to us. So please, please do me a favor and make your opinion known on this change. If you aren't aware of it, make sure you check out MTGO.com for the weekly announcement. You'll find it sandwiched at the very bottom, almost like they're trying to obscure this change, but it is to the attention of everyone who has been impacted, but not everyone that will be impacted, because we're just now day 2 into this change, and we're already seeing that almost every single challenge is only releasing the top 8 deck lists. And it is not looking good, especially when standard right now, for example, now appears, if you look at a 2-day metagame snapshot, appears to be, I don't know, 68% is it lessons? Does that sound good to any of you guys? Because it doesn't sound good to me. And because of that, when newer players go to pick up new lists, they're going to see is it lessons at 68% of the meta and go, well, I mean, that seems like what everyone else is playing. I guess I'll play lessons. Or they might just go, no, actually, this isn't for me. I'm just not going to play standard, right? At the end of the day, it is a bad change, and again, I implore you to make your voices known if you have an opinion. Even if you don't have an opinion and you have nothing to share, retweet, repost, like the posts of people who are speaking up about this, whether it's myself, Fire Shoes, Saffron Olive, and otherwise. There are tons of content creators out there speaking up and raising alarm bells about this change, so I implore you to support them if nothing else. But I'm not going to go on too huge of a rant. I might make a video about it later. If you do want to have me make a separate video for you to watch, for me to basically just crash out on, let me know down in the comments. I'll do so if I do get enough requests for that. But with that being said, this will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me in my successes and failure, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached the point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we do continue to grow this channel. However, if you would like to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can find these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!